G'day viewers, Mickey Waters here. Picked up a new Scangage 2 from the Perth 4-wheel drive and adventure show. It's the latest one that they do. Picked it up from Perth Diesel Performance and it was $245 show special, I think. Normally they're about $299. So give you a quick rundown on what it can do. And the old FJ's got a lot of basic gauges, whereas the Scangage 2 gives you everything in digital. So you can get your digital water temperature, automatic transmission fluid, volts. They're the things that I actually like to look at, but you can program it any way you want and pretty much set it up, all your trips and all your fuel economy and how much it costs. So have a look, see what you think. Running through the gauges, we have charge, intake, air temperature, fuel pressure, litres per hour, ignition, that's actually your ignition timing, engine load, that comes up in horsepower, so you actually end up seeing, well actually engine load is a percentage of the maximum power available. Then you have open and closed, that's in relation to your fuel system loop status. Boost, not for this unit because we don't have a turbo. You've got litres per 100 kilometres, which will come up with a figure when you're actually driving. Kilometres per hour, of course. RPMs, which is straight off your RPM gauge. TPS, that's your throttle position sensor. Coolant water temperature, which is very handy. And then you've also got your CAT, TFC, which is your transmission, ATP, ATF, EGT, which we don't have, and then there's quite a few other ones that you can actually add. ABA. If you go through the user manual, it will give you the rundown on what every single one of those is that you can use. For me, I've got it set up with my coolant water temperature, transmission fluid, litres per 100 kilometres an hour, and that actually gives me a direct reading as I'm driving along. And we also have the voltage. When you're driving, that'll say something like 13.5. Then on the other side, you've got your trips, very handy. Trips, this is where all the information is. Litres per 100 kilometres. Current is today. As soon as you turn the vehicle on, that's current. Then you go to today. Everything that you do today registers in today. So that's what I've actually done today. And then if you go to previous day, you can see we've done 38 litres. 91 was my highest coolant water temperature. I did 318 kilometres yesterday. My highest RPM for the FJ was 5,395. So yeah, we gave her a bit of a rev up. I was on the road for 4.5 hours. 123 kilometres was my max kilometres per hour, and I was averaging 70 kilometres per hour throughout the day. It cost me $62.10, which is not so bad. Another feature of the Scangage is that you can change all the colours that you like. So if you go into more, display, then you've got lamp, you can change the setting for high, medium, low. If we go to colour, currently it's blue, green. There's plenty of colours that you can actually choose from: red, violet, amber, light blue, user. This is the colour that I use, which is sort of a I suppose you could call it a quiet colour, and it doesn't really affect you too much at night while you're driving at night. So I like that one, but you can set it up any way you like. And of course, viewers, you can also scan. So there's no codes for the FJ at the moment. If you had some codes, they're standard codes. It would say 123, and you could look up or go to just basically Google it, and it will tell you exactly what the code is that's coming up. Ring your service provider, be it Toyota, whoever, and book it in for a service, and they will let you know what's going on with the actual vehicle. So super duper handy. Go back, just basically gauges, that's how it sits when you're actually driving along, and everything that I actually want. If I get back to tranny temp, so for me, how I have it set up at the moment is I like to see my transmission temp there. Where did it go? ATF. So I've got my coolant, obviously the car's not running at the moment, 67 degrees, tranny temp 56, and 12.4 volts, which kicks up to 13 when you're actually running, and my litres per 100 kilometres. Start her up, let's see what happens. 13.4, there we go, and litres per 100 won't change due to the fact that we're not driving anywhere, and that's it in real time. And you can have it whatever colour you want. Great info, and it's a good upgrade for a fairly, I won't say basic dash, but for a dash that's analog, for a very analog dash. There's great info in there. I love statistics, stats. I want to know my fuel economy. I want to know how much it costs me. I want to know how many kilometres I can get per litre, and for me that's just great. So there you have it. One Scan Gauge 2.